I was born in Germany, in Munich, Germany specifically, and I was born in the year 1912. My dad left to go to Switzerland, specifically in the city of Zurich, and there he studied art. He learned how to build houses, but a year after going there, he passed away. So I grew up and I was actually born hearing, but then something happened that caused me to get deaf. When I was still a young child, I became sick. And I had gone outside to play and the weather was bad. And my mom and grandma had told me to come inside to not play outside. But I refused to come in. I wanted to stay out and play, and I became sick because of that. So I remember being sick for a very long time and being in and out of it for quite a while. I believe I was about 2 years old during this time. And after being sick for quite a while, I remember waking up and looking around, being slightly disoriented. And when I first attempted to walk after being sick, I was unable to. Something was wrong with me. I needed someone to help me to be able to walk. And I also discovered then that I was deaf. And the doctor had said that it was better that I was deaf rather than blind. And that this was God's doing, that I had become sick and wasn't able to walk or hear. So my mom was very quiet after that because she was troubled about me becoming deaf. So at that point we decided to go visit my brother. And my brother lived on a cattle ranch, a cattle farm, and he had many, many cattle. So we went to visit him, and we were able to go and help out on the farm some, feeding the cattle and cleaning the barns. But the work that we did then was a lot different than how work is done now. But anyways, my brother had realized that I was deaf and wasn't able to walk, and he said the same thing that the doctor had, that this was God's doing. When we had first gotten there, my brother saw us all. We gave each other hugs and were glad to see each other. And I remember seeing many cattle in the pasture lands. And I enjoyed going around and seeing all the cows. And I remember being able to pet the cows and kind of just follow the cows around and pet them and watch them. And my brother would push me in the wheelchair so that I could get around to places. And the cows would swat their tails back and forth, and I was sitting very close to it, and I remember the cow's tail swatting me in the face again and again. I was very close to the cow's backside, so the tail kept flipping me in the face. And it was a hot day, so there were a lot of flies bothering the cows, though the cows were attempting to shoo away the flies with their tails. And I remember when it slapped me in the face, I grabbed the tail, but the cow started moving and began pulling me in my wheelchair, and I motioned to my brother, and he came over to try to help me and told me to calm down, that it was fine. And so he'd walk along with the cows, and I just kept holding on to the cow tail. And I told my brother to go get my mom to bring her here. And the cow kept moving. I just kept holding on to the tail as it pulled me along in my wheelchair. And I said, I can't let go. Can you help me? I just struggled with letting go of the cow's tail. And I said, help me, please. And my brother was like, okay, it's fine. Come here. And he motioned for me to come over. And I remember not wanting to let go, and I couldn't.